Okay, why men love American Psycho. Let's check this show.
Bateman. When I go online, I see American Psycho memes continuing to spread like wildfire. This is because American Psycho is one of the only films that expertly taps into the psyche of men. It's a film that leaves you questioning your sense of reality. It's a film that shows us the consequences of masking our personality, our opinions, and true self. It shows us the hollowness of our atomized cities and soul-crushing workspaces. And most importantly, it shows us the absurdity of the postmodern era, where everyone dresses the same, talks the same, has the same opinions, has the same plastic masks.
Oh boy, they're looking at it too deeply. It's just
I was just thinking that it is. I mean, I get that those are the themes of the film. It's pretty deep though. I love American Psycho. I think it's a great film.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it in a while. I need to watch it again. But I mean, taking it a bit too seriously.
Yeah.
If I could be Patrick Bateman, but not a killer, pretty cool. But
it'll be sick. Yeah. Just be a sociopath. Just a normal. You know.
Yeah. So yeah.
Covering the shriveled core. And this is why I think American Psycho is the only film that serves as an antidote to a world full of cancel culture, repression, and nihilistic barren distractions.
Cancer culture. I haven't had cancer culture. Yeah.
Cancer?
And if you don't already agree with me, then hopefully this video will show you otherwise. The movie begins in a high-end restaurant where the waiters sound exactly the same.
Rabbit with herb french fries. Our pasta tonight is a squid rare roasted partridge breast in raspberry coulis with a sorrel.
The movie then cuts to a table with Patrick Bateman and his Wall Street associates where they engage in a superficial conversation.
I hate this place. Good chick's restaurant. Why aren't we doors yet?
Each of these yuppies are trapped inside of their bubble. Now this might not seem important, but this sets the scene for the whole film.
Looking for an easy way to run
I remember the intro scene because he starts talking about Jewish people. He's like you. He's just like you.
What? No.
I know some things about you.
The whole... I know, let's move on.
The key theme in this film is that no one actually knows each other. They don't see...
You're making yourself look more suspicious.
No,
now,
please.
What do you mean, please?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about what?
I feel like it's just... Actually, it's just me out, please.
You should probably tell the Geese Feeders audience what you're thinking right now.
No.
each other. They all put up their masks and see each other's facades. But I'll talk more on that later. In the next scene, they all go off to a nightclub where Patrick Bateman goes to the bar to order a drink.
That's us the brush, you know.
That literally looks like Pink Toothbrush, yeah.
That is literally us.
Don't dox us.
What?
There, Patrick Bateman is met with an aggressive bar lady, and this is where we see Bateman's inner thoughts come to the surface.
I'm gonna stab you to death. She's not the girl around with your blood.
Which girl?
She's not the girl in Derek. You wanna okay, let's go.
But her non-responsive attitude makes it seem as though this is all within inside Patrick's head. This scene gives us an excellent look about what this movie is all about. It's a movie about personas and the shadow self, a trope that has been played on throughout history, through the biblical stories of angels and demons to the yin and the yang. These are all metaphors that are key to understanding our own psychological and societal.
So wait. There's metaphors of the Bible in American Psycho.
Fuck knows, I've completely tuned out of this video. It's just boring me.
we got to react to it. Got to watch through it.
It's just so like, why are we watching analysis videos of films? Like, I clicked on it obviously, but
I feel like
it's just so boring, isn't it? Like I don't care. Like if I'm not.
Honestly, Ken, I feel like you just become too comfortable. You become too comfortable in the sense that you just go do it. Alright, keep doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Come on, man.
Development.
The pathway to completion.
He's the bad guy from the Marvel comics, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
As a human being is through the embodiment of the monster.
Embodiment of.
Show me your Jordan Peterson impression.
Yeah, I guess on a philosophical standpoint, I think that the difference between men and women gets larger when you go to the Scandinavian countries, and we see that equality actually increases. Increases the difference in wage gap and...
yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
The monster.
That's the discovery of the shadow.
It was okay. 6 out of 10. Yeah, anyway.
It's the theme of personas which this whole film's about. The persona is the mask you wear in public that you think you are, but you're not. The persona contains all the things that modern culture says is good, and the shadow self contains everything that's not part of that.
The path to a greater character, to a more effectual approach to life, lies in integrating those elements of our psyche that for too long have been repressed and denied.
And as we see throughout the film, the bifurcation between Patrick's shadow self and his public persona becomes increasingly problematic.
Problematic! No, but this is why I don't go out. Because I can't be asked.
Problematic.
You have to be, I'm not going to lie, I'm not saying I'm different, I'm not being a narcissist, but 80% of people when you go out are bots, especially if you're trying to go clubbing or something.
Yeah.
You got to be like, yeah, what are you drinking? I don't care. I don't care what you're drinking, what I'm drinking.
Yourself comes out, you know.
I'd rather talk about different things, and you're just not going to find that generally when you go out to places like pubs and clubs and things like that. You know, I'm not bothered by it.
Club culture, you know, it's just not, you know, like, honestly, it's just full of people just talking. I mean, like, literally don't have conversations. They just literally just getting with other people and stuff like that. It's pointless. It's hedonistic. That's what it is.
We sound like big incels right now.
I'm not an incel.
I hate clubs because girls. That's what you sound like right now.
I did not say that.
Oh, I don't like going clubbing because girls get with boys and boys get with girls, and I don't. That's what you sound like.
You want
to address that?
It's just American Psycho video attacking Hassan video.
Well, it can be both, can't it?
Sharp. I don't want to hear it. You Jordan Peterson.
Play the video.
The film then cuts to the infamous scene of Bateman's morning beautification routine. With all his layers of conditioners, gels, exfoliators and ice packs, the film makes a key
That's basically you with 4 days stuff in the back.
I've got like 3 things.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Metrosexual.
Play the video.
point in showing the plasticness and the absurdity of the efforts we go to for crafting our polished public persona, because we go to all of this effort to hide our authentic self.
There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory.
And this is seen everywhere within the film, where we see the bland staleness of modern metropolises, with skyscrapers and buildings all being carbon copies of one another, with each office within each building being the same artificial box with the same artificial lighting, with all the people in these offices looking, talking and acting identically to one another. The cinematography and atmosphere is perfectly designed to resemble the monotonous drone of postmodern America, where you live in a box.
How is this video going to help my life?
I feel like...
What is he talking about? I've already seen stuff like this in
No,
the
no,
past
it's
of
talking
Patrick
about...
Bateman and American Psycho, but this is not going to help me. I know what I want to do in the future. Watching Patrick Bateman analysis videos isn't going to sort me out. You know
No.
Oh,
It's
and
talking about...
every office looks the exact same, and every building
but
looks
that's
like
because...
this other building. I don't care.
That's because capitalism is bad, isn't it? That's what they're trying to show. They're trying to show that, you know, you shouldn't be sheep in it. You shouldn't be an NPC. You got to stand out in it. You shouldn't be in these grey, dark buildings where you just don't care about life in it. You just got to appreciate life to the fullest. That's my philosophy in it. Come on, man.
This is why we didn't do another Fight Club video. Because we're turning to this guy. Yes, and American Psycho is actually a metaphor for hedonism and capitalism. I don't care.
You're just jealous. My Fight Club video is like the most viewed one.
It is the most viewed one. But this is what we're talking about. If you sell out, like you did, if we sell out and make film analysis, then we'll be a bigger channel.
Yeah,
Maybe we should just bite the bullet and do it.
Should we just... We're analysis like Shrek or something like that. We're sick.
Yeah, why? Okay, let's keep going.
And work for an uncaring machine that demands productivity, where no natural behaviour is allowed.
Bro, you didn't even say anything and you paused it again.
It's Kevin Spacey. That's actually offensive.
Neither in the office or with the people around you, where everyone's wearing the exact same clothes they don't want to wear, everyone's showing up to a job they don't want to do and have no connection for, where every week you're trying to fill that hole in the sad shadow of a life that you're left with. And this is what the film warns of, because when you're consumed in the sterile culture that rewards lukewarm morality above all else, you're programmed to never incorporate your shadow self, which to Nietzsche was a key part of self-development. He described this process as going beyond good and evil, but this can only be done when you loosen your mask and escape the confines of conventional expectations. To do this as a man, you need aggression and expression for your own self-development.
So what's the message of the video, man? Just get to the point, please.
It's like aggression and expression for your own.
So what is he saying? Do we have to become more our true selves? Okay.
No.
This is primary school.
Look at the title. Why men love American Psycho.
So what he's trying to say in a nutshell is that we all want to be more like our true selves. We all want to be alphas.
Yeah. We want to be aggressive, express ourselves. Yeah.
Just do it then. Why do we need a 17-minute video to explain why we need to do that?
It inspires us to be our best stuff.
Am I being too negative?
Why is he being negative? You've got
I've seen so many videos like this in the past, and I just think, what is the point? What's the point?
I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
We're not getting through this whole thing.
No, we are.
We're nearly at 10 minutes. We're actually not.
Sure.
So skip it. Skip through it.
But in a culture that erodes authentic self-expression and rewards material conformity, we start to see the consequences of this begin to manifest. And there's some ridiculous description below.
See what I mean? He's making bank off this video. He probably don't even like the film. This is the message that we need to push. You can make money doing any sort of stuff like this. We're going to. That's not why we're doing it.
That's exactly why we're doing it.
It's only part of the reason. You know, He's making American Psycho analysis videos, and he's making money from it. He's got a sponsorship for an American Psycho video.
It's called scholarship for American Psycho.
He's got a scholarship for Jordan in the Jubilee video. Okay.
Now, all of this stuff is building up to the climax of the film, where Bateman is thrown into a full-on breakdown, where his psyche becomes fully psychotic, feeding a cat into an ATM machine, shooting police and anyone in his way. But with all the over-top explosions, the people he shoots never actually dying, and the surroundings staying exactly the same, the film points to the fact that this is just Bateman's pent-up reverie of aggression and defiance of convention. Or in other words, it's an extreme fantasy to imagine a world where he can release his extreme shadowed self. In the real world, this repression reaches its climax with Bateman's final phone call, where his breakdown finally becomes visible to all of those around him.
Patrick, I can't hear you.
What am I doing? It's sounding so sad.
And yet,
That was the issue with the last girl he spoke to, was that you just had to break down his icon.
I'm losing my sanity watching this video.
the sad truth is, no one cares. Patrick
Keep going.
Let's finish this.
Yes.
And then you can say whatever you want. Okay, let's finish
I've got
it.
nothing to say.
Let's finish it.
Patrick's lawyer doesn't recognize him.
Don't you know who I am? I'm not Davis. I'm Patrick Bateman.
The people around him continue the same superficial conversations.
Now, where do we have reservations at? I mean, I'm not really hungry, but I'd like to have reservations someplace.
The people around him are indifferent, the culture uncaring, and the cycle of repression repeats itself. This blunt ending is in a way more disturbing than any of the murderer's fantasies, because it's real. All the repression masks, all the lives of quiet desperation, it's just part and parcel of life in the modern world, where we've been taught that people who think differently are a danger to society and that they must be censored into silence, where we are numb to a drab deluge of hollow, meaningless, plastic culture that shows us nothing but vicious hostility to anyone trying to express authenticity. The whole point of this film is to show the fundamental importance of self-expression and human connection.
Okay, this is nothing new. We know this stuff.
No, wait. We literally have.
Reject modernity.
We have 30 seconds.
Embrace masculinity. Patrick Bateman's great.
We have
Happy
30
birthday.
seconds. Shut up.
What's the point?
Something that nihilistic materialism just can't replace. We need friendship, love, and community. All the things that the radical atomization and isolation of modern life destroys. Which is why American Psycho serves as an essential message. A message telling us to rethink the destruction of the institutions and traditions that supported the very things that foster prosperity and happiness. But sadly, this is a message that has become all too forgotten.
Yep. That's so true.
That's so sick.
We know what we need to do. We need to improve ourselves. We need to embrace our spirituality a little bit more, religion. We need to find God.
Embrace our masculinity, you know. That's why we're doing Geese Feed, isn't it? Becoming men.
Yeah, we're doing Geese Feeders to become men. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fight Club. What's it called? American Psycho. Great film. Yeah, love the
It's one of my
analysis.
favourite films.
Insecure.